We are live at the Collective Social Network, where we interview grassroots candidates running for offices all over the nation. Today, we are joined with Tartisha Hill, who's running for Congress in Texas. Tartisha, former Councilwoman Hill, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for having me today. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you guys.
Thank you. I understand we caught you at doing some community service work today, so we don't want to keep you too long.
Yes.
I did want to ask you about that, though. You are a councilwoman at in Texas that is now running for Congress. Can you tell us a little bit more about why you felt this was the moment to jump into this national race?
So I'm a former councilwoman. I served 6 years on the city of Box Springs. I termed out last June. The reason I decided the time was now to run, looking at everything that has happened from the last, I'm going to say, good 4 years, it has really disturbed my spirit to see people being left behind. And I've always been for the working party. I think for so many years, they just dismiss us. And that shouldn't be the case when it's in fact our tax dollars that is what is doing everything in the country at the federal level. So I believe this is the time for us to stand up and make democracy the way we want to see it.
Mhm.
Our communities should look the way that we want to see this world ran. We're supposed to be neighborly, brotherly, looking out for one another and not hurting one another. So I think it's just time that we all stood together and fought for one another.
That's great, especially during this time of international instability. Usually we're here to talk about like the big progressive banner policy ideas like Medicare for All and the Green New Deal. But, as we were seeing just things unfold, on the other side of the world, in the Ukraine with Russia, I think that people are appreciating the long work that political movements take, the entrenched community work that it takes to gain the trust and to create a national identity. And it seems like, in 2022, a lot of eyes are going to be on Texas. The Democratic Party in Texas has not been strong in my lifetime there, but that wasn't always the case. Is this, and given the last 4 years of a much different tone, a much more nationalist, isolationist tone of America, what is your hope, to bring your story into from Texas into the national framework?
So my hope is to show that working families deserve a voice. They deserve a choice. I want to see where we can support young adults or young individuals to have stable, if not college, trade school, if not trade school, affordable housing so that you can become a homeowner. The American dream, people want to see that. And it's time that we do that. We don't need to have our kids with debt that they can't afford a house before they even come out of school. That doesn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
And it it's just so much that needs to be done because it's been going on forever. So when
Mhm.
people say, "What are you so passionate about?"
Mhm.
It's too many to name because it's so much that needs to be tackled and handled. We got to start holding people accountable. And I believe if people get educated to know who they're voting for, then we'll do a better service and start putting people in places that could help move this country forward.
Most definitely. It does seem that there's a lot of it's hard to sell the much more positive, inclusive ideas when people feel very discouraged about them happening, and trying to run on a track record on the progressive side has been hard. So I hope that the district is seeing that you're coming, as a former councilwoman, to come back to serve the people. How do you use that story and your experience, in the area to elevate your platform?
So what I use is that I'm always for affordable housing. In my tenure, I was able to bring three affordable apartments here. I was able to move my city employees from 1175 to 1350. I sit on a board And the payers were getting paid only I think $13 or $14. During the pandemic, I was able to say, hey, we need to bump them to 15 and then put increases in place. So it's just so much that needs to be done. And like I said, I started from the bottom.
Hmm.
I would have never thought I would be in this place. So what I listened to was President Barack Obama saying, hey, if you want to do something about it, get a clipboard and start knocking doors. That's exactly what I did in 2015. And I was in a runoff election. And from that runoff election, I was able to get a seat and then retain my seat for the next 6 years. So this is what it's about. And staying engaged with the community, letting them know that they have a voice. Reach out. So I'm the type of person that I want you to call me when there's a problem. Don't just call me when I ask for your vote. I need you to call me once I'm in that office so that I still know what's going on. I want to be in that community. I want to be your server to serve you the way that you need to be served. And I think that's where it's going to start to take place and how we can get things moved because we're going to have to all work together. I can't do it by myself. We're going to all have to work together.
Well, Councilwoman Hill, how can people at home get involved? How can they support and learn more about your campaign?
I have an Act Blue account. They can go to Act Blue and search my name, Tartisha Hill. I'm on Twitter at Tartisha Hill. I also have a Facebook, Tartisha Hill for Congress. And they can also Zelle, which my telephone number is 972-589-4142. You can also reach me at that number. It might be a minute before I respond back, but I will respond back. So give me 24 to 48 hours, depending on what's going on.
Amazing. And everyone here at the Collective Social Network is wishing you the best of luck, and we're doing our part to promote your platform. Thank you again for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.